So now we definitely have some stories to talk about as we progress through the game of futures.
Yeah, just a lot of action here and back and forth from both of these teams. And I want to say, like, a surprise coming from both teams. Saul, with that hard guard, definitely having a huge role in the success of Deusvult here. But as we started getting more and more later, we were talking about it, the damage coming. You didn't have any type of backline dive for Skylar, and it began to turn the tables.
Yeah, definitely turn the tables. In Skylar, we trust. In Layla, they trust as they pushed on forward in that crazy 30-minute game. Deusvult did a really good job, though, controlling the early and the mid game, but fell into the same hole that we saw RQ Hoshi trip on inside of game number 2. Not able to close it out when you had the massive advantage. And overall, the ticking time bomb from the Layla was able to prevail and deal those last hits to be able to close out this series. Moving on up with RQ Hoshi, a little bit of those showcasing though with the highlights. And overall, like you said, one of the most entertaining matches we have had yet.
Yeah, and it just kind of shows the confidence, especially when it comes to RRQ. I mean, just the confidence itself to kind of pull out a Layla, somebody who just really, especially the early game into mid, not very strong, and then you definitely have to have some type of protection for them because they don't really have any of their own. This is when we're moving. I would love to say that this was toward the end of the game, but this is only midway through at the 17-minute mark as we're still dancing back and forth, and it did Deusvult with such a commanding lead here at 9-16, but it comes to a lot of these Lord pushes. You see that they were able to kind of find the jump on, and Deusvult kind of charging back here. But as these fights continued, you're going to start seeing Skylar, the amount of damage. They do pick up some kills onto Irad here, but Skylar is going to be raining the damage on and actually turns this fight around so that Deusvult is not able to take the Lord.
I feel like if we put a montage of how many Lords we had in this game, it would be like a 10-minute video of how many times we saw the Luminous Lord go down. But nonetheless, yeah, RQ Hoshi definitely hanging in there, playing for the late game in order to turn it around and putting Deusvult in a situation where they really couldn't afford to go back. The minions were just getting way too strong to deal with, and the damage output from RQ Hoshi was over-pressuring them. Skylar taking Magister down, Hiko finding Brusco. This is what kind of led to their amazing victory in the late game. Hiko, though, almost able to get out of there, use the BMI. You can definitely tell both of these teams giving it their all, but there can only be one